Hello everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome and welcome back to another Funko Pop update. Your final Funko Pop update of 2023 for December. If you're new to my channel, let me just say welcome, and for those of you returning, I'm hoping that you're all excited for another discussion of Funko news as well as a showcase of any additions to my collection. I know that 2022 and 2023, particularly 2023, has been a very strange year for Funko fans, and I know that there's so many people that are curious to wonder if Funko will even be around selling all of these wonderful pieces of pop culture merchandise in the next year or two. There's been a lot of shakeups, a lot of changes, a lot of new things taking place in regards to this company. And I will definitely say that I'm not going to say that the future looks bleak or the future looks rosy. The future is definitely an enigma, and I'm just going to sit here and keep giving you guys updates whenever there's something to talk about. I'm also wondering about next year in regards to showcasing pops in my collection, because I will definitely say that my collecting has dropped tremendously because there's really nothing that I'm doing in terms of buying massive amounts of Funko Pops like I used to. But I knew that that was going to happen at some point in time. So if I run out of Pops next year, I will definitely let you know, and I will still do my very best to give you guys some news. But in the meantime, let's take a look at how my collection has been going. So for the final update in 2023, I thought it would be cool to just showcase a bunch of random things that pretty much depict my specific fandoms on what I'm collecting in Funko form right now, as well as some festive holiday cheer. So some of these were ones that actually came out a very, very long time ago, and I finally decided to bite the bullet and buy them for myself, and some of them, of course, are very much brand new. So what we're first going to take a look at is the comic book character, and that, of course, is one of the X-Men that I very much knew and grew up with when I was a kid reading comics, and that, of course, is Bishop. So this, of course, is Bishop based on the classic 90s look. And the reason why it took me so long to get this one is because I always thought that this was a cool pop. I mean, the details are fantastic on the gun, the uniform, the energy blast, the big tattooed M on his face, as well as the back with his flowing black hair. But I never actually decided to go out and get it. It's also a Walgreens exclusive. So time kept going on, I added more X-Men to my collection, and this one always seemed to keep showing up in feeds and in pictures and whatnot, and so I just said to myself, you know what, how much is he going for on eBay these days? Maybe he's not going to be as expensive as I think he is right now, and lo and behold, he was actually much cheaper than when he was originally released, so I said, you know something, for that kind of price, there's no reason why I don't have to get this one and add it to my collection, and now that I have it, I'm very satisfied. Now, this is a mixture of comic book and movie. It's an Amazon exclusive. It is the recent release of 300. So, King Leonidas, of course, he was created a long time ago when Funko first started making Funko Pops, and he is now known as like one of the rarest Funko Pops to get. But when they announced that they were making a brand new set with remastered characters and a lot of different other characters that were never featured before, I just thought it would be cool to get one. And there were so many different ones to choose from, but I chose to go with the Amazon exclusive because they did something that they have not done in quite some time. They made a blood splatter edition, and I really kind of like the fact that they brought that back, because I have a few blood splatter pops in my collection, but as you can see, he's got the scars of war, he's got the big cut on his face, of course I love the classic Spartan blade, and of course the details in his hair and his red cloak are absolutely phenomenal. So the fact that I now actually have this specific pop, and it's also because of the fact that I love the 2006 Zack Snyder film. I think it's one of the greatest comic book movie adaptations ever, as well as the comic itself by Frank Miller. So glad to have some 300 representation in my collection. The other movie pop that I got was Marty McFly in his cowboy outfit from Back to the Future 3. This is an old Hot Topic exclusive, and the reason why I got this one was for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you take a look at my Back to the Future wall, as of now, I have Marty and Doc in 1985, 1955, and 2015, but I never got Back to the Future 3 Marty and Doc. So when they announced, unfortunately, that they were going to be making us an 1885 Doc, in the NFT set, which I'm hoping the price will go down one day, I just said, you know what, maybe I can actually go out and manage to get Marty in Back to the Future 3 gear. So, of course, the big cowboy hat. This is one of the biggest Funko heads I've ever seen, and the details on the cowboy outfit that he wore when he first went into 1885, holding the boots that, of course, he lost to a bear, if you know the movie, so he's still wearing his sneakers. You know, to have Back to the Future 3 representation in my collection after all these years, I'm happy about that, but I'm still very unhappy about the fact that Marty's counterpart from 1885, Doc, is not going to be available in a common form. I'm literally going to have to wait and possibly shell out a pretty penny to get that 1885 Doc, unless Funko surprises me and actually just makes a common line of Back to the Future 3, because it would just be nice to have, and if I get an 1885 Doc and Marty, then my collection will officially be complete. And then we're going to move on to music. This was a pop that was coming out, and of course, you know, as a fan of the band Disturbed, I had to get their mascot, which now I actually know is simply called The Guy. This is actually the version of The Guy from their 4th studio album, which is one of my personal favorites, and I love the details on him. I mean, they captured the Disturbed face perfectly. The big eyes and the toothy grin, and I also love the details with the belt buckles and the chains, and of course the torn up cloak with the mud on it, the brown and all around. It's really, really cool. I just really appreciate the fact that they decided to actually give us a Disturbed pop, because I don't really know how many Disturbed fans there are out there. I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan of theirs ever since they first released their first album, so knowing that I have some Disturbed representation is pretty freaking awesome. And last but not least, I wanted to bring some festive holiday cheer to you guys with a brand new Disney pop. So, I have seen many of their releases of Disney, and I even remember the original looks that some of the classic Disney characters had when Funko first started making pops, and I will tell you, they are some of the weirdest and creepiest things I ever saw. So, of course, when they always bring out their holiday stuff, it's good to look at, but it's not necessarily something I add to my collection. But this year, they added a whole new bunch of holiday pops featuring Mickey and friends, and they did something that I was really surprised by, and I'm actually kind of happy about it, given the times that we're living in. We got a Donald Duck in his classic sailor suit, and he's holding a dreidel for Hanukkah. I kind of appreciated the fact that they gave us some Hanukkah representation, because they never have. Not to say that they had to, but it was really cool to actually see it. So the fact that we got some of that, but more importantly, the fact that I never, ever got a Donald Duck pop in my collection. And Donald Duck, when it comes to my classic Mickey and Friends characters next to Chip and Dale, Donald Duck has always been my absolute favorite. I have always appreciated Donald Duck more than Mickey Mouse. In the world of Looney Tunes, I have always appreciated Daffy Duck over Bugs Bunny. And of course, that iconic scene in Roger Rabbit where Donald and Daffy are playing the dueling pianos, and that is just a beautiful scene. So they captured Donald beautifully. The remastered versions of Mickey and Friends, they've done it great. And I love the details on his suit, with the hat, with the black tassel, and I like the fact that he's actually having a smile and he's not grumpy all the way to the back, a very nice contrast of blue with his white tail feathers. I mean, also the fact that Donald is pretty much a white and blue character makes perfect sense for him to actually hold the dreidel. So I'm very glad that I have this pop, and he actually is not just a pop that is featured in my actual collection, but he's also a pop that we're putting on display for the holiday of Hanukkah, which actually begins tonight, of the night that I am recording this video, which is December 7th, 2023. So those are all the pops that I wanted to feature today. I really hope you appreciated that. I really love them all. I really, really do. And I'm really curious to see what's going to happen in the coming year. So let's get into the news. One of the few things that I love about having a new computer is that it gets so much easier to go through all the things you need to cover, especially if you're showing people a lot of different images. So let's start with the Funko Shop exclusives. We got everything from a new facet pop of Chewbacca, a very cool exclusive Freddy Funko, another one of those really cool, durable, different kinds of remasters of Indiana Jones holding the idol, and a Captain Planet too. That's pretty cool. We got another special package for the World Champion Texas Rangers, the very first World Series win for this team. Pretty cool. And, of course, I'm laughing because of the fact that Max Scherzer is in this group, and it's just the Max Scherzer pop recreated and repainted for the third time, because don't forget, he was a National first, and then he was a Met. I have the Mets pop, happy about that, and then he's a Ranger. But you can get all of these really cool versions of the Texas Rangers pops in a very special box. Then there's a brand new Deadpool Seasons box. I believe that was a GameStop exclusive. Of course, they love having fun with Deadpool, and I love this pumpkin spice one. We have a couple of really cool backpacks from Loungefly, including an exclusive of Hogwarts Castle with a gold Dumbledore. A bunch of very interesting things that are actually now for your furry friends. Yes, your fur babies can now take advantage of Loungefly exclusive products from Funko. A couple of brand new t-shirts, some with pops and some without, including BTS and a really cool one of Kang, which is a GameStop exclusive. And then we had a brand new series of NFTs, and it's the Powerpuff Girls set. And once again, they piss me off because even though I had no intentions of getting it, Professor Utonium, he should be a common, guys. But I do love the very, very fan favorite of all three of the Powerpuff Girls holding the instruments. That's from one single episode, and I remember seeing that one millions of times, as well as a Freddy Funko version of Mojo Jojo. And then we had the Marvel Collector Core box, which was based on the Marvel TV universe, or possibly the cinematic universe. I'm pretty sure it's just the TV universe because you can get a Amazon exclusive glow-in-the-dark, because, don't forget, this is an exclusive to Amazon. And you can also get Kevin from She-Hulk. Kind of love the fact that they did that. 2 exclusives from Chalice. One from One Piece and a Flocked Umbreon from Pokemon. And then the rest of the Funko Fridays were revealed, including a very interesting version of Batman, which I honestly have never seen before, Eddie from Stranger Things, and a brand new version of Grand Admiral Thrawn. I really hope that this doesn't drive the price down of the convention exclusive that I have, but regardless, it is a very cool pop. And then speaking of Stranger Things, we now officially have a Netflix shop exclusive of the Piggyback Eddie from Stranger Things. We also have a brand new pop. Paddington has joined the ranks, and he is so great. I love those movies, and this is such a fan-favorite, iconic children's classic character. We have so much Star Wars, including some that I'm pretty sure we have seen in glam shots before, like the Star Wars movie poster, but I could be wrong. But you can get everything from Ahsoka to The Mandalorian to Clone Wars, including a t-shirt of a snowman stormtrooper. We had the last 2 from Loki Season 2, one from Target, and a Funko Shop exclusive of Loki as the new Time Lord, I believe. We have 2 new comic covers, one of X-23 and one of Spider-Punk. Not my thing, but they're here. But we also got a brand new 60th anniversary of the Avengers with the pin from Amazon, and it is The Incredible Hulk. We have a new series. We have Yellow Jackets, a show that I don't know anything about, but I know has a really big following. I'd love to know what it really is about, but I'll probably check it out myself. We have a brand new set of Star Trek Lower Decks, the animated series. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't hear anything about it, but I do kind of love the fact that there is a character that is a Star Trek badge, and the mouth on this character is pretty cool. I love the details. It's very cartoony. And to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Robin Hood, yes, the 50th anniversary, we got a brand new series of Robin Hood Pops. We only had 3 Robin Hood Pops before, and it was a different version of Robin Hood, Prince John, and Sir Hiss, and I'm a little bit upset over the fact that they didn't remaster him, but you can get a lot more characters this time, including the Sheriff of Nottingham, Maid Marian, and Friar Tuck, as well as Little John, of course, and there are even some Pocket Pop keychains. I might seriously consider going after the Robin Hood Pocket Pop keychain, because Robin Hood is one of the very first Disney classics that I ever saw, and I would love to have some Robin Hood in my collection. And speaking of Disney, we also got the brand new Wish set. I've seen the movie. My thoughts will be on my Out of the Vault episode this month, and I'm hoping that you all take a look at it. And yeah, these are cute little pops, and I think the Valentino is pretty cute. And then we had a new set of WWE, including Steve Austin on a Zamboni. We have a bunch of new sports pops, including some classic all-stars, including Wilt Chamberlain. We also have a bunch of NFL pops, as well as some brand new Cooperstown classics, a brand new version of Jackie Robinson, and for the very first time, Lou Gehrig, and there are some gold-plated Chase. And then we have some music pops. We have Cher, 2 versions of Snoop Dogg. One is a Snoop Dogg exclusive, I believe it's Flocked, and Lionel Richie himself. That is pretty awesome.
And then anime. Plenty of Naruto and some exclusives as well. And then we got right into the holiday spirit. We have some eBay exclusives for the 30th anniversary of The Nightmare Before Christmas, including a movie moment. We also have Marvel characters, again, in Christmas spirit, including Deadpool and Spider-Man with a holiday sweater. We also have the Muppets for the first time in a long time, and boy did those things deserve a makeover, and I don't think they really got one. But what I do love is the fact that they did make Jacob and Robert Marley, which of course are Statler and Waldorf, and you could get a Funko Shop exclusive of the 2-pack glow-in-the-dark. Quite frankly, I would just love for them to make a Statler and Waldorf in the balcony of the auditorium of the Muppet Show. I would totally buy that if they made it. And then some classic characters, like a 3-liter soda of Bumble, as well as a flocked Amazon exclusive of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and a couple of other characters from that iconic Christmas classic.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below. Let me know your thoughts on how this past month treated you in terms of new additions to your collection. Let me know how you felt about all of the craziness that happened in general in regards to Funko. I think maybe there might be a point where Cammie and Gina and I sit down again and have another Funko discussion. But in the meantime, I just want to say thank you guys for another great year. I want to wish you all a fun, festive, and safe holiday season, and I will see you in 2024. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be up to date with our latest videos. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.